Man, what a day it was for college basketball yesterday. We got to see the top two teams go down. We got to see Nebraska just not miss a three last night, shooting 14 for 23 against Purdue. And then we got to see Houston fall to Iowa State in a game we correctly predicted yesterday. And that one kind of went as expected, but I can't say I was expecting Nebraska to beat Purdue by 16. That was a pretty fun game to watch. That was kind of crazy. It was good to start off 4-0 yesterday with the picks and predictions, and we got another one today. So let's start off with Tennessee at Mississippi State. These are two of the best defensive teams in the country, both only allowing 63 points per game. You got Tennessee is Ken Palm's second best defense, and Mississippi State is Ken Palm's 10th best. So they guard tremendously. So it'll be a slugfest type of game, no doubt. I think the difference here though is Mississippi State doesn't have too many go-to scorers. Their only guy that can really create his own shot, like on a consistent basis, is Josh Hubbard, and he comes off the bench. He's their spark plug off the bench. He's been a great freshman. He's their leading scorer. He's kind of their only guy to get a bucket, where Tennessee has several guys that they can go to, especially this year. Dalton Connect is their main guy they can go to get a bucket. Josiah Jordan-James has been really good this year, and then Zakai Ziegler is kind of coming on strong lately, kind of playing like he has in the past. And so I think Tennessee just has too many weapons for Mississippi State. I think Mississippi State will make this a close game for a while, and then I think eventually Tennessee will win, and they should be able to cover the spread as well. The spread's only 1.5, so I think Tennessee's going to win this one at Mississippi State. But it should be a fairly close defensive slugfest. You know, if you want to see like high scoring basketball, that's probably not what this is going to be. It's going to be a good defensive game, which I like to watch. I like good defense, so it should be a good game. All right, moving on to Clemson at Virginia Tech. This one isn't necessarily the highest profile of games tonight, but when I saw the spread at only 1.5 Clemson, I thought this was, I had to take this game because Clemson is still a really good team, and they just shot 1 for 18 from 3 in their loss to UNC on Saturday, and they almost still beat North Carolina. And when you shoot 1 for 18 and you almost beat a top 10 team, that's telling me you're a pretty good team still. So I think they're going to be able to go on the road at Virginia Tech, and Virginia Tech's a team that they haven't done much to prove to me they're a good team so far this year. They have not been playing good recently. Haven't been playing good recently at all. Clemson's going to shoot the ball better today, and I think they're gonna win, and they should cover the spread fairly easily. I don't actually see this being too much of a struggle for them, even on the road. I think you can expect at least a 6-7 point win at least for Clemson in this game. I think they're going to shoot the ball better. PJ Hall struggled. He's too good of a player. I don't think he'll do that again. I think he'll have a good game. I think the whole team in general is going to bounce back. They'll shoot better than 1 for 18, and they should be in good shape if they return to the mean a little bit. All right, now we got a big-time rivalry here. We had to put in a rivalry like this. We got one of the oldest rivalries in basketball. We got North Carolina, NC State tonight. Should be a fun game. We got the spread at 3.5 UNC. And ESPN's given North Carolina a 63% chance to win. And an interesting stat is that North Carolina's 9-2 in their last 11 matchups against NC State. So NC State hasn't had a lot of success recently against North Carolina. But I think this is going to be a very good game between NC State and UNC. You see, the odds makers think it will too. They got the spread at 3.5. This is going to be a really, really good game. And I think as long as NC State is able to not have DJ Burns get into foul trouble, they don't have a lot of depth in the front court, NC State does. And outside of Baycott, North Carolina doesn't have a lot of front court depth either. But it's more important for NC State to keep Burns in the game and to keep their bigs not in foul trouble too much, because they need guys to be able to hang with Baycott. And you really need Burns in just because he's such a big, strong guy. You want him to be in as much as possible so he can try to limit Baycott as much as he can. But this is a UNC team. They're number 7 in the country right now. I'm not mad that they're number 7, but I don't believe they're the 7th best team in college basketball right now. I think they're more like 17th, 18th best team. So I think NC State is going to be able to pull off the upset here, actually. I think we're going to see an upset in this game, and they have struggled against North Carolina recently. They did win the last year at home against North Carolina. I think they're going to do the same again this year. I think NC State has enough good guard play to be able to they match up pretty well against North Carolina's guards. And as long as DJ Burns doesn't get into foul trouble, and as long as they don't let Baycott just feast, they should be fine. And so I think NC State's going to win. I think it should be a close game, a thriller. I'm thinking it'll be actually. I think it's going to go right down the wire. But I think NC State's going to come out on top. Having home court advantage in a rivalry game is always huge because NC State fans, this is their biggest rivalry game of the year. So they're going to go crazy about this one. There's a lot of stakes. So I think NC State's going to win in a close one. I'm looking forward to that one. And the fourth game of the day, we got number 4 Yukon at Xavier. I wrestled with this one for a while. This one I went back and forth on because Xavier has had good success against Yukon recently. And this Xavier team is one of the unluckiest teams in college basketball. They've lost so many close games. KenPom puts them at 357th out of 362. This has been a very unlucky Xavier team. The Xavier team has a lot of talent. I was hoping we were going to see the spread at like 6.5, 7.5, because I would have said you should take the spread. You should take the spread on Xavier here, because I think they would have covered that. But 4.5, it is just the number is just a little too low. Because I would have liked to have picked Xavier here, because I think they could have covered a 6 or 7 point spread. But a 4.5, I don't know. It's a little low. So this one was tricky for me because Xavier has a lot of talent. Xavier really does have a lot of talent. And I think we could see Xavier at some point this year go on a little run and maybe get themselves into the bubble conversation. Obviously, it's got to start soon because they already have 7 losses. But man, they've lost so many close games. I wanted to pick them today, but my gut's telling me UConn's going to win. It's going to be pretty close, though. It's going to be pretty close, and it definitely wouldn't shock me if Xavier pulls off the big upset here. But I do believe in Yukon here. Yukon is the more talented team. I think it's going to be a good game, but give me Yukon in a close one. I think you're going to see a better game from Tristan Newton tonight. He went 3 for 12 in their game against Butler. I think he'll play like he's been playing the rest of the year. He'll be more efficient. He'll play better, and that's a big reason why Butler was able to be so close in that game, is because Tristan Newton never ever really got going too much scoring the ball, and I think he will tonight, and I think that'll be the difference. I think UConn's going to win a close one, and yeah, that's what we got today. It's a good slate of college basketball. It's gonna be a really good night tonight. So, but I'll see you guys in the next one.